Hey guys, and welcome to another ship model review with me. So, today we're talking about the second of my German massive warships, the Admiral Hipper class heavy cruiser Prinz Eugen, or Eugene as some people like to call her. Personally, I prefer Eugen because that's the terminology that I heard her brought up with when I was growing up as a kid. It's the word my granddad used to use, so yeah, I'm going to go with that terminology for it. Apologies to any Germans and other people out there who don't like that terminology, but it's what I've been brought up with, so there you go. Anyway, so yes, guys, Prinz Eugen, a ship which I had have a hard time trying to find for quite a while prior to doing anything to do with German Kriegsmarine stuff in World War II. So before I get into how I got into getting Prinz Eugen and where I found her and all that stuff, let's talk a little bit about her history, the bits that I know anyway. So Prinz Eugen was the second of the Admiral Hipper class heavy cruisers. The displacement of the Admiral Hippers was 16,700 tonnes to a 19,050 tonnes fully loaded. The length was 697 feet 2 inches or 212 metres, and the draft was 24 feet or 21.7 metres. They had an installed propulsion power of 132,000 shaft horsepower or 89,000 kilowatts of power, and the propulsion was done by 3 Blonenvoss steam turbines, 3 propellers, and they could do a top speed of 32 knots, which is roughly 37 miles per hour. So speed limit definitely overtaken with this one. They had a crew between somewhere around 1,340 with 42 officers, and the main armament of the Prinz Eugens was your typical 8-inch guns. So yeah, guys, like the County, like the Zara, and a couple of other heavy cruisers we always spoke about, these ones are also armed with 8-inch guns. So it probably comes to no surprise to anybody, but if you're looking at cruisers and trying to understand the difference between the classes, destroyers are usually armed with 4 to 5 inch guns, light cruisers 5 to 6, and heavy cruisers anything up from 8 inches onwards. Anything between the heavy cruiser and the battleship is obviously a battle cruiser, but that's another story for another time. Anyway, they had a secondary battery of 4.9 inch or 10.5 centimeter guns. They had 12 1.5 inch or 3.7 KS guns. They had 8 0.79 inch or 20 centimeter guns for anti-aircraft gun use, of course. And they had 12, count them, 12 21 inch or 53.3 centimetre torpedo tubes. And these will be mounted in triple barrel turrets. So you have one here in the aft, one here forward, and one here aft. So total 3, 6, 9, 12 barrels all in total there. The Prinz Eugens were tough, not too tough, but they were tough enough. So the belt armour was 3.1 to 2.8 inches or 80 to 70 millimeters. The armoured deck was not very clever, 1.97 to 0.79 inches, which is roughly 50 to 20 millimeters. And the turret faces were 4.1 inches, which is roughly 105 millimeters apparently. So yeah, it could definitely dish it out if it wanted to, and to a certain extent they could take it. So obviously, for those who already know about the escapades of Admiral Hipper and obviously the Blue Car, we haven't got to explain much about both of those. Seydlitz and Lutzow, well, Lutzow got replaced by the other type of heavy cruiser, which was the Deutschland class Lutzow. And as for Seydlitz, she was never finished, so she never did see action at all in World War II. And believe it or not, out of all the Admiral Hipper class heavy cruisers for the German Navy, Prinz Eugen would take the luck out of most of them, getting nicknamed the vampire ship, and I can see why. Basically, she absorbed any luck that was coming near her. The Admiral Hipper and obviously the Blue Car, they lasted long enough in World War II, but not quite as long as the rest. Prinz Eugen outlived even the Tirpitz, the Graf Spee. She pretty much outlived all of them, really, I think, you find. So, her operational history. She was, obviously, as I say, the second in the class of German heavy cruisers in the Admiral Hipper class to be built, and her career would start very soon after the war had begun. Bismarck was accompanied by Prinz Eugen at the early stages of World War II during Operation Exercise Rhine, and she escorted her right up to the end when she was in serious trouble. Afterwards, she returned to Germany, and then later on down the line, she was also involved in Operation Cerberus with the Scharnhorst and Gneisenau, when both of them were doing the channel dash in the English Channel. Obviously, she would survive this as well. Later on down the line, her career would definitely come to an end because the war had come to an end, and she was taken as a war prize. Originally going to be for the Royal Navy, but then the United States Navy got their hands on her, and that's what happened. She basically became the USS Prinz Eugen for the rest of her not so long career. So Prinz Eugen, like many warships of her time, obviously became obsolescent, very unuseful, and they became part of the targets for the atomic bomb tests in the Bikini Atoll, Operation Crossroads. Believe it or not, Prinz Eugen would survive both, only getting damage to a mast in the first one and getting some minor damage into a hull and other bits and pieces in the second attempt. However, unfortunately for Prinz Eugen, on her way back from being towed from the atoll, she capsized, and her wreck is still around today. Not quite sure where, but I know it's somewhere in the Pacific. Might be Bikini itself. I actually can't remember off the top of my head, so I do apologise there. So, how did I get my hands on Prinz Eugen? I hear you guys ask. Well, this one was not an easy find. Let me put it that way. Not back when I was trying to find one in the day. Now, at the time, you might remember him, there was a fellow called Nick, who me and him were very good at trying to find German warships. He helped me find my model of the Admiral Graf Spee. He helped me track down a decent model of the Bismarck. I helped build Bismarck for a friend of his. I helped him build Tirpitz. And Nick was trying to find an Admiral Hipper for himself, but he wanted the Prinz Eugen in her 1941 configuration. I also was the same because, as you guys well and truly know, I do have the Bismarck as she was during World War II. Obviously with a different paint scheme, but that's just because I wanted to add my little Shazam to her, so to speak. Anyway, a couple of weeks went by, 2019 came by, and I found a model of the Prinz Eugen online. And this is basically the model in question. So, just like all the other warships, you guessed it, she's 1/350 in scale, so a nice sized warship, very nicely detailed. She is once again a trumpeter model kit, so all the photo etch ratings that you see on board her, that's exactly what you get with the model kit, guys. And I have to say, very clean, very easy to put together, lots and lots of parts obviously, but nothing I would say was really frustrating. She was long-winded, mainly because when I was building the ship it was during COVID, so yeah, it was a bit tricky here and there because obviously I was looking for certain paints at the time. I was not living in the same place as I am now, so as you can imagine, it was a bit of a ball ache. But build her I did, and here she is, still standing proudly in my fleet of warships. The wooden deck obviously is an extra, guys, so if you guys are looking for a wooden deck, the Prinz Eugen does come with one. As a matter of fact, I can definitely tell you this, the Admiral Hipper and the Blue Car, which you can get model kits of, also do come with wooden decks. And even still, if you guys don't have the room for a 1/350 scale model of one of the Admiral Hippers, Airfix, although it's long in the tooth, Airfix do have a 1/600 scale model of the Prinz Eugen. You can get all three of the Admiral Hippers in Trumpeter's 1/700 scale, Waterline or Hull edition, entirely up to you how you do that. All the detail does come with those as well. So you can get your hands on this model kit, but I must tell everybody that this kit is one of those kits that can be very expensive if you don't go in the right places. I have seen Prinz Eugen going, and as we speak, quite literally going for £110 on eBay, and some local model shops even more expensive. But I will say this, guys, even though she's expensive, I do think she's actually worth the price tag. You do get a good looking kit, you do get a very handsome looking ship out of it, and she's just beautiful, isn't she? Again, just like, I don't know what it is about this architecture, this design of German warships during World War II, or just prior to World War II. I just love the aestheticness to these ships. They just look really, really pleasing. No eyesores, no bits sticking out here and there, just beautifully smooth, elegant looking warships. And obviously they show their proud country flag, don't they, as we all know. Yes, in case you guys are wondering, Prinz Eugen did have a swoosh sticker on the bow, but obviously for reasons of, I left this off because I don't appreciate that whatsoever. So I left them off, and that's how I'm happy with them. So yeah, that's basically all I had to say about the Prinz Eugen, guys. She now sits proudly next door to Bismarck, where she belongs, and is still one of my oldest heavy cruisers in my collection of warships. But she will not be the last one. I have got plans for further German warships in the foreseeable future, but until I've made a decision on that, this is how it is, guys. So in the meantime, guys, thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this model review of the Prinz Eugen. Very lovely looking warship. I hope you guys enjoyed the model review, and I will see you guys in the next one. In the meantime, guys, have a nice weekend, have a nice weekend. Look after yourselves out there and take care. Ta-ta for now. Or as the Germans would say, Auf Wiedersehen.